SwayamPrabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Color is another very important consideration as far as visual balance is concerned. So to get some harmony, or even if we want certain quality to be slightly disharmonious, for the sake of a better expression, we take help of the color that we are applying on paper. Though we discussed in earlier lectures that we look at color in terms of its value. To be very precise and grounded, let's think about one example. Like if we want to create a combination of colors like yellow and purple. They are the contrasted color, they have a good combination. But when we are combining them, we need to know that we need to choose the right yellow for the right purple. Now, by saying that, I'm addressing another issue that is connected to the value of that particular shade. So, yellow and purple doesn't necessarily mean that it's we are addressing all yellows and all purples in a range. So we will realize, we'll understand all these things and will totally clear our ideas of how to choose color, how to apply color, and how colors react when juxtaposed in a condition. So a color will look different in a cool background, whereas the same color may look different in a warm color background. So color changes its characteristics in different contexts, and we'll see how we solve all those problems and how we professionally use color, how we choose colors from the color palettes, how we create the color wheels and so on. And at the end of this lecture and the next one, we will be getting some idea of how to choose colors cerebrally and consciously. A color is described in three ways. One, by its name. For example, red, that's the name of the color. Then by its purity, how pure the color is. So if red is a little less pure, then it becomes either pink or brick red, maybe crimson, and so on and so forth. And then by its value. And value indicates how light or how dark the color is. So this is mainly how desaturated the color is. So through this general notion, let's also see what are the basic meanings of all these terms called chroma, intensity, saturation, and luminance or value, and all the words that are the interrelated terms that will have to do with the description of color. So chroma indicates how pure a hue is in relation to gray. And hue is the term that we must say, like we must use for color. This is one replacement and this is more appropriate. Hue actually means color. Color covers a wider range, whereas hue is a simpler term. So chroma says, it talks about the purity of the hue in relation to gray. and gray is an achromatic color. So when something is achromatic, that means there is no chroma that is present. So no hue condition gives us the gray. So gray is achromatic, and then we judge the purity of the hue in relation to the gray, and that gives us the indication of the chroma. And what is saturation? That is the degree of purity of a hue in a range. Intensity of a color depends on the brightness and dullness of the hue. How bright or dull the color is. One may change the intensity by adding white or black. So, by adding white, which is the highest value color, or black, which is the low value color in its lowest value, the intensity of a color may change. And then let's talk about the luminance or value, which is a measure of the amount of light that is reflected from a hue. That determines the value of a color. So, to put it simply, those hues with light content of white have a higher luminance or value. So, a lighter color is high in value, a darker color is low in value. And then let's talk about the shade and tint. What is the difference between these two words? They are terms that refer to a variation of a hue. So, what becomes shade and tint? Let's realize that in terms of the black and white. So, a hue, when we add black to the hue, it produces a shade. When we add white to a hue, it produces a tint. So, value and color, they are very closely related. Value is simply the artistic term for light and dark. So, some area's value is the relative lightness or darkness in the given context. Let's see how we can use color combination in a much more strategic way by using color wheel. What is a color wheel, how the colors are arranged in a wheel, and how scientifically they are related to each other by different color combinations, and we'll see what are the possible color combinations that can be produced by using a color wheel and how they function. So in a color wheel, we have three primary colors. They are yellow, blue, and red. And then we have the secondary colors. They are also three in number. And secondary color is produced by mixing the two primary colors. For this color wheel, it's the when we mix yellow with red, what we get produce orange, then blue and red will produce a violet, and blue and yellow will produce green. So, these three colors are the secondary colors in this range. So, let's put that in the color wheel. a place for orange, a place for purple or violet, and then this is the place for green. And then we can take another round by mixing this two shades in between. So if we have green and yellow here, we can also get a tertiary shade in between, that is a greenish yellow or yellowish green. You get another shade that is a orangish yellow or yellowish orange, a reddish orange, reddish purple or purplish red. We can get a bluish purple or a purplish blue or a greenish blue So our color wheel will look something like this for the purpose. So what we have are the 3 primary colors, 3 secondary colors, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 tertiary colors. Through which we can go for interesting combinations in a color wheel. So with the knowledge of arrangement of how to place the primary, secondary and tertiary colors one after another, we can mix and match, and by using the logic of the nature of the colors, how the colors behave, how they act together, we can get amazing color combinations which are pleasing for our eyes and they are also able to create some visual harmony as well. So this is one color wheel that we are getting out of what we have tried earlier. So in this color wheel, what we get to see is there are all these colors present that we have realized from this particular drawing, and then this is an outcome of the same drawing where we get 3 primary colors, 3 secondary colors, and then 6 tertiary colors. So this is our color wheel, and we'll see how it works. Now through this color wheel, we are realizing some interesting color combinations. That is, by using this as a template, the relationship between the color will be easy to identify. So there's a relationship that is known as the monochromatic relationship of colors, that are shade or tint variations of the same hue. So if we look for a monochrome in this color wheel, what we will get is that we can choose the monochrome of yellow. So the yellow monochrome will give us another range that will be divided till the edge and will have variation of yellow in the same range. Similarly, if we get a monochrome of red, then we'll get different tints of red. And as we know that we get the tint by adding white to it, so it will be a range that will go from light to dark. So this is the range where it is dark and this is light, and we can produce a whole painting with the help of the ranges of a single color. And monochrome means mono is single, one, and chrome is color. So when by the name we can make out that it's the range of a color. So we can paint a whole picture with different shades of blue. So at the edge it will be darker, it will be slowly lighter. As it comes to the center, this will be much lighter. So that is monochrome. We can take different kind of colors, even we can pick up any of the tertiary colors and get a monochrome out of it. So monochromatic range is something which is the safest in the category. And we can keep on doing experiment by a value change and get good result in a monochromatic color combination. And then there is another relationship that is known as the complementary relationship of colors. So complementary colors are the colors that are usually sit across from each other on the color wheel. So the complementary color for yellow will be purple. The complementary color of green will be red. Complementary color of blue will be orange. And this way, the color combinations will be decided. So every time we look for a complementary color, we'll see that they are sitting opposite to each other on a color wheel. And they can make amazing contrast. And it's more like when we have the complementary colors, there is another clue how to identify them. So if a color is complementary, so a color is in a complementary relationship to another color, like if we pick up colors like green and red, if we mix these two colors, we won't get any shade which is much pleasing. So we will just get a mustard, shabby tint out of it. So if we put them together side by side, it won't give us another signal of another color. Like if we put colors like blue and yellow together, it gives us a sense of a green. But green and red are complementary and they won't give us any sensation of another color. So they are considered as the strong contrast. They're opposite. And they're very interesting and memorable as combinations, because when we see a combination of red and green, we are not carrying any other message or any other color in our mind. So we will remember it as red and green. So the color combination has its own advantage there. So that is a complementary relationship. We can combine two colors that is sitting opposite on the color wheel and make interesting combinations. And then there is another relationship between these two colors. So as we can go by the complementary relationship, like green and red together, we can also make a variation of this complementary color that is known as the split complementary relationship. So there, what we will do is, we will choose red, and instead of choosing green, we will make sure that we'll take two other colors which is sitting at the either side of the green. So what we are doing here, we are picking up the color which is red, and red's complementary color, the direct complementary color is green. So we say a no to the green and we'll choose two other colors, and we'll have a range of a combination which is these two. So we say yes to this and this with red. So what we are getting is a combination of these three colors. And that is a variation. It's a tricolor combination with the use of red and two tertiary shades which are at the either side of the green, which is its complementary shade, and we call it a split complementary combination. These are good combination that can be used for different purposes. So we'll try another combination which is known as a double complementary combination. And that is something that we can guess now, that instead of choosing the complementary colors, like if we leave both the colors, if we do not consider this main opposite shades, and we choose the other colors, which are like here in this range, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So we will get a combination which can also be very interesting. So a combination of this is one example of a double complementary color, and you can make out that it can be created by different variation. For this example, we are considering these two complementary shades. There are many other complementary shades like blue and orange, or yellow and purple, and we can choose the complementary colors from either sides of those primary colors and get a whole range of this kind of combinations. Then we have another combination which is also very interesting, that is known as the analogous color combination. So what is analogous? Analogous is one word that is closely connected to the word called analogy. Analogy indicates similarity. So in this combination, we pick up the similar colors. So analogous relationship are going to take place with colors that are located adjacent to each other on the color wheel. So we can pick up any adjacent color from anywhere of the color wheel. Like if we take a whole range of a color from here to here, all colors side by side, that will produce a very beautiful analogy. So this all colors are similar to each other and they'll have a similar characteristic that will give us a very good result of an analogous combination. We can make some change into it. We can pick up another shade by shifting it, adding another color to it. These are also the analogous color range. Similarly, we may shift and get some more analogous color combination from the same color wheel. And that way we can keep on shifting and getting new ranges of analogous color combination, and they're very useful for our color combination and color ranges. There is the last variation that will even expand the arrangement more. That is when we have a triad combination. So every time we choose a range that gets a shape like this. So we take this color, and this color, like this, and this. So it gives us a triad relationship of a combination. So the triad relationships are when three hues are equally positioned on a color wheel. So it may keep on shifting in its range. So whenever there's a color like this one, and this one, that are sitting at the equal distance, they're positioned on the color wheel in equal distance, they will be counted as a good color combination which is in harmony. So from this knowledge, we can keep on creating more and more color combinations and keep on getting balanced color combinations. So we got some examples of some interesting color combinations which are in harmony. So from that, if we at all want some disharmony in our combination, maybe some color discord or the similar things where there are colors which are conflicting to each other, we can choose from the other set of it, right? There are colors like pink and orange with no relationship at all. We cannot put them in any of the categories of analogous or split complement or maybe a double complementary combination or the triad combination or the analogous combination or anything else. So those two colors, or maybe from the same range, if we pick up a light purple with a light greenish yellow or yellowish green, they also do not fit under any of the category. So there are some good examples of color discord, and discorded colors can also make strong statements. They can be experimentally used in fashion industries for logo, for other commercial purposes, and they can really be very, very striking and memorable, if not harmonious. So color harmony also gives us the clue how to create disharmony in color and then handle it with different kind of value changes. So if we maintain the value properly in a proper harmonious scale and compromise with the colors and shades, then we can also get a good result out of it. It all depends on how experimental we are with combining colors and getting interesting results. So in our next lecture, we are going to talk about the same thing, like how the gray, the achromatic ranges, they're related to color, and how we can get interesting results by considering the value, if not color. And we'll see how they work.